Welcome to Levice, the city of Slovakia. So, in front of you can see the municipality building. Here, there is a commercial building, kind of the most famous hotel in the town. That's kind of the second most famous hotel in the town. And there, you can see the statue of the heroes. That's how we would translate it. On the left side, there is a flag of Slovakia, which is currently not really visible. And then on the right side, there is a flag of Levice, the city. And the colors are green and yellow, obviously. Behind it, there is a building called Družba, which is kind of a cultural center of this town, and it's been built throughout the communism, so it's a communist building. Currently, it's not operating. It's been like 4 or 5 years since it wasn't. When I was attending the elementary school, we still had to go there for like some educational theaters or however I call it. Now it's closed. There have been some plans to renovate it and make it a shopping center, because that's the only thing which people can make in Slovakia, shopping centers. Everything else is just old. Oh, and the hotels. Well, okay, so this one there, it's one more hotel. Well, this is kind of a typical style of the hotels, and well, that one is kind of historical. There you can see a shopping center, so that's kind of in the middle of the town, and it seems like, if I were to zoom, like some Turkish thing or something, I don't know, like Albanian Mafian people made it renovate. So this is the square. I would consider it really nice. You have a fountain there. We have very cool fountains here, but they're not working now. I don't know, maybe later in the evening they should be working. They even have different colors and stuff. And I feel like this is the most iconic one, the most iconic fountain to Levice. So just to clear up, what am I actually doing here is that I'm not going to offer you shaky free videos, because I just make the videos on my phone. Well, I'm not going to be sorry about the voice quality, because I mean that's how I talk, and that's how it is recorded on the videos. I'm trying to offer you the most authentic videos, the most authentic experiences of all the experiences, not just the Slovak ones. And hopefully you can enjoy far more videos than just this one. And let me just leave you with this beautiful sunset. Currently we are in the city center. This is the main church. I just showed you the lady. I mean, this is how some people can live here actually. I don't know what is she doing. So this is the main church. I might get a better view later. It's called Church of San Mikkel. And this, just to be sure, I mean, is the police station. There is one more church, a little bit smaller. Okay, let me actually walk here a little bit, just so you can see. Yes, so that's the Calvin church. So a little bit different religion, but still all Christians. The police. I mean, you see our famous police cars. Okay, yeah. very popular in Slovakia to have shopping bags and oh, now we can even hear the bell, which is ringing just once because it's quarter, so it actually works pretty well. Now I'm going to try to show you the inside of the church. There seems to be some mess inside right now at this moment, so I will go in just by the doors and I will be quiet, so no talking.
Nám je veľmi jasné, veľakrát v živote sme to počuli aj vysvetlené. Skrátka, že vždy majme sa postarať najprv o seba, aby sme aj lepšie videli a potom mohli pomáhať druhým a ne vidieť na druhom každú chybičku a na seba ani brno veľké chyby nezbadaš. Vlastne tá prvá veta také dala návod dnešnému evanjeliu, tomu poučeniu.
So just to say what the priest was just saying is that first we need to take care of ourselves, and then we are able to take care of the others as well. So that's where we're gonna end this. This is the true heart of the center of Levice. Well, at least I consider it the middle. So what we can find in the middle? Oh, there is some shopping center called Dituria. It used to be like kinda an old like communist building, and now some Albanians, mafia or whoever are those people, they remade the building. Oh, I wouldn't really call it reconstruction. I mean, it's hideous. Look at it. Fuck. Now this thing, that's very interesting. All the locals call it the egg. So once you are meeting someone, let's say you're going for a beer or something, usually say, oh, let's meet next to the egg. Yeah, so that's kind of the point. I mean, when it was created, there used to be water coming out, but yeah, I mean, there is a bottom, but I haven't seen the water there for 3 years already. It's looking nice. It made a purpose, like the whole egg was covered with water and it was dropping there at the bottom. And once you press the bottom, you get like the water for drinking. Now this is kind of the main line. This is a street called Ľudovita Štúra. So that's one of the most like important guys. Well, not the guy which is walking there, but one of the most important guys in like Slovak history. So he kind of established even the language of Slovak people. What the fuck is that guy doing? I don't know. What you see? The baby boom, everything. Yeah, now they are doing some reconstruction there, but again, I mean, I don't know what kind of day it is today, but I just seem to see so many women with like baby cars and like, I don't know what is this, like everywhere. There, again. I have no idea, but it's interesting to see that people are living here, young people growing up. So that's all we need. I mean, these are kind of shops, restaurants, nothing fancy, just everyday common stuff what people need. So I actually thought, okay, let's enter. I've never been here. It's like kind of a bar in middle of the city, like just showed you. So let's see how it is. Dobrý deň.
Dobrý deň, prajem.
Dobrý deň. Môžem vás poprosiť jedno veľké pivo? A nejakú borovičku máte? Vadí vám, keby som si to tu natočil trošku? Áno, vadí, alebo áno, nevadí?
Vadí, tu sa nenatáča.
Prečo nie? Žiadne tváre. Za to sa pýtam, že či by to dávalo nejaký význam alebo nie. Ďakujem. So I have been told that it's prohibited to record in the bar. I mean, I specifically asked him, but I mean, this is what we get. So it's a big beer and borovička, which is like a shot of typical Slovak alcohol. And this both costed €2, really in the heart of the middle of the center. And I mean, look at this place. I mean, it never seen renovation, nothing. It's just as it is since the communist ages. To tell you the truth, my grandpa used to have the butchery here, but that was like 30 to 40 years ago. But now I'm here, first time. Let's enjoy this one. And actually this combination, the big beer and one alcohol, like one shot of alcohol, it's called zapraška. That's like the main thing what you use to make a good soup. So it should mean zapraška like the beginning or the main. It can be translated in different ways. I don't even know. This is just me guessing though. So welcome to the station, railway station in Levice. So we'll have a look inside. Does it look? Currently there are buses working actually because there are no trains. Since they are doing some renovation on the tracks. So yeah, that's the main waiting room. Here you can buy the tickets, check the trains. Yeah, sure. Okay. So now what we actually see are a couple of trains here. They're really small, kind of old, but working perfectly. This is the most famous locomotive in Slovakia. It's called Laminatka. They're really old, but working flawlessly and always good. I mean, given that their age, they don't get like broken easily. So train connectors, and now here you can see the train. This is actually the fast train. And well, those currently have some problems on the railways, which they are repairing for 4 months. So we're gonna go faster. So to the left side, they're not going. They're only going to the right side. So that's why you saw the bus. So all the people who are entering or boarding the train right now are actually coming from the bus, and they will continue further with the train. When usually they will go all the way with the train, but this is how it is now. And these are like small trains which go on very small line, visiting the smallest villages in the region, as well as this one. And here you go. Well, this is our platform and all what it belongs to. So railway station Levice. In many places of Slovakia, there are train stations connected with bus stations. As you might be able to see, thank you, that's not a paid actress. Then of course we need to have the bakery and some local gypsies. Then we need to have Admiral, which is like slot machines place. It's not really casino. And then we also have bunch of like, I don't know if I should call it really bar. It's like a place just full of smoke from cigarettes, and they just sell cheap alcohol. And I mean, that's a must be in every Slovak station, whether it's just train station or just bus station. That's just a must be. I mean, I wish we could have a look inside, but I don't know how those all locals react me holding a camera towards them and just making some videos. But here you see all the bullshit places which are usually just visited by the poorest, I mean. And then the common block of flats built throughout the communism. But so far, I mean, there are even lines for bicycles. But don't get me wrong, this is the only road in this town, in Levice, which has the bike lines. So they are as long as half kilometer, and that's it for the whole city. So yeah, you might remember I mentioned this bus, as these are the buses going instead of the trains right now, since they are repairing the trucks. And I just like to talk to the bus drivers, and I ask him like, hey, how is it going today? Like, you have lots of work? And he was like, fuck me. So I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, oh, it's damn hot. I was like, yeah, well, it is, but you have the AC in the bus, right? And he was like, well, no, we don't. It doesn't work. So I was like, well, then ask the owner of the bus to repair it, right? And he was like, no, we are driving every hour. How can we repair this? So I was like, you're gonna drive this the whole summer? I mean, it's just mid-June, yeah? And he was like, well, yes. So, welcome to Slovakia. So, welcome to the other highlight of city of Levice. This is Gymnasium Andreja Vrabla, which we could translate in English like Gymnasium of Andrej Vrabel, which was actually one of the professors here at the school. He was teaching math. This is also part of the gymnasium. Just to include it, not many people actually know that. It used to be hospital. So now it's a gymnasium, and this is sort of a high school for people who have no idea what's the gymnasium. And well, what the gymnasium does, that is teaching like every subject kind of, so they are not like specifically oriented towards like any particular subject. And what's special about this gymnasium is that it's actually the third best in Slovakia. So I mean, given that this is really small city in terms of Slovakia, and we have the third best, that's really nice. So there you see the sign like Gymnasium Andreja Vrabla. So that's what it is, and it's actually very close to the station. So that's why that's kind of a follow-up. Over there where the guy stands with the dog, behind him you might actually see there's a building. It used to be a children's hospital. So as I mentioned, that also been a hospital, not a children's one though. So now the hospital is in completely different part of the city, but before it used to be. So now this is kind of the end of the city, but still very close to everything. Right now we are located at a very special place. So actually you might notice, so here is one very small like river. We rather call it creek. I mean, right now, don't get me wrong, it's really small because it's like rather dry season. And then you might hear the water on the video, but I'm not sure about that. Well, there is one more creek coming from that way, and then it's continuing that way again. So what's actually happening here is that creek is crossing under this one and then coming out there again. So this is like a crossroads of creeks, and actually it is a great rarity. There are no more than 3 places in the world such that. So now we're gonna look at this one and what they're going to say about that. there is some information table about this. I mean, it's been here only for like 2 years, and since I was born here, nobody knew about this place. Some locals, okay. So just to show you like what's going on. So this is one creek coming from the left side. Then the blue part is the kind of like tunnel for the water, and it's crossing over to the other side. And then in the middle is one more creek going. It's very special. I mean, for such a small town as Levice, somewhere in the middle of Slovakia, I mean, who would know? So this is where it's going under, and on the right side there is the overflow. So if this one has too much or too high water level, then some of the water can still go to the other one. So the idea of this is that this one here, it's regulated. So the beginning of this one, it's coming from a certain lake, and the flow in this one is regulated. But the one which goes in the middle, it's not regulated. So that's why they can further regulate this one to just keep it kind of steady. So usually this one has a very steady flow and water level as well. Yeah, bikers. I will promise you, I will make some dialogue with someone in this city. We have to have it. I mean, it just must be. So this one is rather small, but the idea of this one is actually is not regulated, as I mentioned. So if you experience a large rainfall or something, it can even overspill. So you actually see the boundary for it. So it can get as high as here and even over it. So I mean, it seems like very small creek, but it's really big one if it rains. So this is the same creek as the one which is going under this one. So under us and that creek there is a tunnel. I hope I explained it well. And just to be sure to mention the names, so this is the creek, or actually kind of river, which is called Perec. And this one, now the smaller one, it's called a Podlužanka. So there is the crossing of Podlužanka and Perec Creek. Right now we are entering the park of the castle. I don't know how better to translate it, but that's kind of what it should be. So actually this park is not much maintained. That's kind of the idea of it. I mean, they cut the grass, yeah, but it's not like there is something special or they cut the trees or something like that. So actually we have more parks in the city. You will see that later. And well, this park is rather like, we call it old park because, as I mentioned, it's not maintained. Now we can't really enter the castle, but I will come back later and we will have the chance. But just watch for the road. I mean, how is it made? So this is how it used to be. So all the roads used to be made like this in the city in like past ages. Now of course we have all asphalt and everything, but I mean, this is the true, how we call it, beauty, let's say, beauty of old ages. So I mean, it used to be all in around like city center, and the other roads were just dust and ground. Now I would actually appreciate if we still have this in city center, but not in like main roads. But maybe it will come in the future. So this is the Levice Castle, or more or less like a ruins of the castle. And the first written referencing to this castle is from a year 1318, so like the beginning of 14th century, and it was ruined in the 18th century as far as we know. There have been some reconstruction done. I mean, for example, there you can see it has a little bit different color than the rest of the wall. So there has been some reconstruction, but not much. So the castle remains only as this in ruins, but it's really nice. I mean, it's prohibited to climb it, but there are some people who attempted, me myself as well. Over there, the building there, that's like it's called a Czechoslovakia Museum, if I can translate it that way. And it, as all of the museums, it has certain static exhibitions, as well as some which are just for a few months. So, for example, the static one is about the pharmacy and pharmaceutic objects. So this is how castle looks like, and over there as well you can see it's a tea house currently. So it's very neatly located tea house. Not much visited though. I've never been there and don't know anyone who's been there. So, but it's beautiful. At least here is no one, so it's really quiet. Currently, we are located at the hospital. So here, as you can see, those two buildings, they actually make a shape of H, like a hospital. So they are connected in the middle, and like those two, that's like a polyclinics. So there are only like ambulances for the doctors, so people come and visit them. And then, well, this is like actual hospital, so there are people lying on the beds and in various departments. This hospital, I mean, it's been built in the ages of communism, but well, now and then they do some repairs, like this part seems pretty renovated. Now we're gonna go inside and check. Well, this is the hospital part, so see you in a bit. So here we are entering kind of from the back side. Well, here you can see there's the hospital. I mean, still like it's been like this for quite some time. Now we're gonna enter the radiology, and well, it's much better looking though. Even have a new lift. You can smell cigarettes all around. Well, I don't know why. Guess why? Well, looks pretty decent, normal. And well, then this part, it's kind of old again, like these famous doors. I mean, it's everywhere. So we're gonna go up and check the view. The view is amazing. So all the way to the 8th floor. I was always thinking that it's 10, but yeah, okay. Look at the lift. So now entering the floor 8 of the polyclinics, for me is the scariest one because all the dentists are there. So here you can see the view. So that's pretty much the whole city. I mean, over there you might see just block of apartments all around. There again. Okay, let's have a look to the other side, what it has to offer. So to the other side, you won't see much. I mean, it's kind of the end of the city. But what's really interesting, down here, next to the hospital, it's hard to see through the trees, but it's a cemetery, and it's a really big one. So all the trees, as you can see around, that's everything is cemetery. And I mean, this is how it looks like. That's the normal hospital hall or polyclinics hall. I mean, it's rather old. But I mean, all the doctors, when they have their own like ambulances, like here, like most of them they're private, so I mean they have it really nice. But outside it's not really appealing. So as we continue through the area of the hospital, it's pretty massive. So there are also other buildings, not just the polyclinics and the main hospital. So for example, the white building over there, that's for the newborns. Here the orange one, I have no idea. Here they cook all the disgusting food which they serve at the hospitals. And well, this one on the right should be something about blood, but I have never been there, so I don't really have an idea. But just to give you a clue, I mean, it's pretty nice here. So it used to be nice park. So now we are entering the park. First we need to cross this short bridge over the Parrots Creek. You might remember that one. This is so the city park has two parts. It's like a new part and like old part. So this is like an old part. So there are like a bunch of trees. It's not much maintained. It seems like a forest in the city or something like that. So now here they actually made some kind of a new lake with the fountain. I'm not trying to like film people, but I mean, here in the small town everybody looks at everyone. So here this place is like for in the night, it's just for the crackheads and people like that. And now, well, yeah, so how beautiful. I mean, this was empty for as long as I can remember, so for more than 20 years, and only since the last year they fill it up with water, they put some fountain on it. Amazing, actually. Yeah, even like this place, they painted it. It looks nice, kind of. But you know, in Slovakia, like people just damage it in a while. Okay, and now we're gonna look at the new part of the park. So this is the new part of the park. Just kind of maintained. Even like more fountains you have, but still the same style. I mean, don't expect much. The water is rather dirty. I mean, there is like plenty of algae and everything. There is no life, only some like little frogs, and that's it at the moment. There should be some ducks though. I seen the ducks the other day. Well, we have pigeons, of course. They cannot miss any major city. Here you have very amazing, like a restaurant or bar, which has the tables like above the lake here. Just kind of really nice. I will actually show you at the end of the video the view from the bar when it's like in the storm, when it's really raining, and that's just beautiful. I was just there with my friend, just us two, no one else, and there you could just enjoy, I mean, the whole park. Here's some playground or something like that. Nothing real fancy, but still good enough. And this is where I'm going to leave you guys. So I hope you enjoyed at least a little bit this city of Slovakia called Levice, a small city, but actually it's the biggest region in the Slovakia in terms of land. And I hope that shows you how a local city of Slovakia could look like. What we have here, maybe what we don't have, but this is how it is. So stay tuned for other videos, and I'm happy you watched this all to the end, and just wait for the one more sketch with the rainy park. Have a good day. Bye bye.